Okay, so tonight. Well, I've been sort of slow to work on this. I've been on this animation. I don't know if you know, I don't know if anyone here is watching tonight has seen any of the previous videos, but what I've been doing is this is the shot that I'm working on just for fun. The audio is from the 2016 Ghostbusters, which I have not seen, and that is intentional, so that I will sort of becoming like, what do I sort of see in my head for the animation. And what I've been doing is going through and blocking out the characters in the shot. I have two characters in the shot. Let me show them to you now. So there are two characters here. Turn off their controls. And we have Jules, who's this guy here. And we have Aya, who's this girl here, with a bit of a grimace on her face. And they're sort of on a blind date. There's just a rough table there, maybe a little candle in the middle. I didn't even bother putting chairs in, because in the render, this is in the render camera, so they might be sitting on stools. You don't see them. I don't think that ruins the magic of everything. And primarily, what I'll be working on is trying to get a nice performance from the two of them as they interact in this scene. The section I'm working on now is called the blocking phase, and this is what are the main poses that the characters do. And so here's, let's say, this initial pose for the Jules character here, and then there's another pose, and this will sync sort of to the dialogue and what they're saying, what he's saying in particular. So in this, he's saying, did the actor thing, and then she interrupts him. So maybe I'll just play this a little bit so you can just see these two poses that he is doing right now.
Did the actor thing.
I'll turn up the volume so that you can hear this a little bit better.
The actor thing. Worked for. Did the actor thing. Worked for. Did the actor thing. Did the actor thing. Worked for. Did the actor thing. Worked for. Did the actor thing. Worked.
Okay, so if I can get that to stop now. Wonderful. Sometimes Maya here likes to be a little frustrating and doesn't want to always play along, but let's stop this animation. Great. And so as you can see right here, these are just sort of initial poses for him, and the what I'm doing tonight. So I've actually done this for all the two characters, all their poses throughout the whole scene. Tonight I'm just working on this one section because he needs to do more than just two poses. There's all the stuff that happens in between those poses. So that's going to be sort of my next focus. And primarily, I was going to start putting in like the breakdown poses and in between poses when I realized that. Oh, there's a comment here. No, Benjamin, I'm not doing music today. I'm trying to do something else just for fun tonight, and hopefully, you know, my channel initially was like, hey, look, I make movies, and then I started expanding that and posting some of the other stuff that I was doing, such as studying the sitar, and yeah, so those things have been a little bit more popular, but hey, so is life. Or such is life, or so things go. Alright, anyways. I realize his face isn't really animated. His poses were never really done, so I'm going to be going in and working on his face tonight. If anyone has any questions, such as Benjamin's question earlier about why, if I was going to do music tonight, let me know, and I'm happy to answer. Alright. And I sort of wasn't even sure if I was going to do a live stream of this, but I was just like, I'm going to work on it anyways. I might as well. Why not? We'll see. So, I'm going to reference my, this is over here, over there. That other window is some reference footage that I shot. And his face has been mildly posed. Turn her off. You can see I sculpted the eyebrows a bit. But that's it. So I think here I want to get a little bit of an eye position. All right. Okay. So use this GUI picker, which is a super great tool. And I just want to make sure I have my jewels selected, my character set. So let's see. Just going to the actor thing. So looking at myself in the monitor here as well to see, because this reference doesn't really capture that, and then it doesn't always do so. Sort of a quiet video, I know, so things are a little boring. Please ask. But right now I'm definitely just trying to get like a nice eye pose. I'll probably have to move the eyes a little bit independently, which is what I'm working on now. I want to get a sort of a rolled up so he's thinking, type thing. One of the problems I'm facing is I have not actually worked on this shot in about 10 days. So I'm sort of like, you forget a little bit where you were and what you're working on. You know how you have everything set, which controls what you've keyframed, and it's not optimal. So I'm checking to make sure that up here that these have all been highlighted yellow. That means they're part of the character set, which means they'll automatically keyframe because I have that character set activated. Alright, so I'm going to actually close these eyes up more. Sort of push this a bit. Alright, so this is, I think, starting to... This is like he's thinking of another thought. That's the hope here. That idea is being communicated. What is this on? What's the key for this? Looks like it should be this, but it doesn't affect this pinch. Any additional controls here. Here's my main, the main pose shift, sort of a secondary thing that'll happen within that space. It says, did the actor thing. Did the actor thing. So, set this playback to happen just on once. Because when I do the live stream, it tends to not want to stop.
Did the actor thing. Worked. Worked. Did the actor thing. Worked. Did the actor thing. Worked.
Just a minute. Just real quick.
Did the actor thing. Worked.
Just a minute. Just real quick.
Did the actor thing. Worked.
Just a minute. Just real quick.
Yeah, it's not. It's really dropping frames on playback here. I think because of the live stream. Not only for you, but for me trying to watch. It's actually a little difficult to tell what's happening. And that happens, and I could run a play blast. But I'm just trying to get my frames in sort of quickly here, so I like to avoid having to run the play blast if I can. So let's see. Frame. I think 55 is where the edit is. The render cam, yep. Okay. So, boom, boom. So you should feel a little swarmy, a little like little sleazy maybe. So I'm talking about how great he is. And now this is where it's like nice to look in the render view to see the render camera to see sort of is this pose reading. I want this to be sort of like a shifted jaw, sort of like he's, you know, that thing's starting to happen. Okay. Animation is slow, tedious, so, you know. I just know some people have left some comments or on a lot of their live streams and said that they found this really helpful and interesting, so why not, right? Okay. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a play blast of this shot now so that we can sort of watch this play and get a better sense of the timing. I have it on me right now because when the play blast opens up, I'm not sure, you know, if it's going to shift the monitor, if that's the window capture around, and I just, you know, I don't want you to see my whole computer. All right. Ooh. Yep. That's my desktop. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another window here. Hello. I'm still here. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm still here. And I'm just setting up to capture a actually, I guess maybe I can just do this. Yes. Okay. That'll work, actually. Okay, so now let's see if this plays.
Do the actor thing. Works for.
Great, so you can start to see where
Do the
that's
actor
hitting.
thing. Works for. Do the actor 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 thing. Works for. Do the
Okay,
actor.
so now obviously when this face comes up, it's just a phase shift, so I have to, there should be a body change here as well. But this is just starting to lay the foundation for where those other hits will be. And when I go into my next phase of breakdowns, that's when all this will happen. I see there's all right, someone left a comment, or someone's saying, all right, let me read it. I have a thing from someone. Someone says, how are you? And I say, hi, I'm fine. And I'm trying to figure out how to say the name of this person. Pikapetey Animations. Hi, Pikapetey Animations. How are you? Hi. So what I'm working on, Pikapetey, is I am working on this shot in Maya, which I'm doing for fun. And audio is from Ghostbusters 2016. And I'm in a blocking phase now. And I'm just trying to think about getting some additional face poses in here before I go into doing additional breakdowns. Okay. Pikapetey. Pikapetey. Okay. Well, nice to meet you, Pikapetey. Pikapetey. I think I got it. Cool. Thanks for watching. All right. So let's now look at. I'm going to look at this pose change here. So this is 20. I'm going to start doing some of these breakdowns. I'm just feeling like it's time, right? So okay. Hi. Whoa. There's a ton of people here. Hi, people. It's a lot of comments. People here. So who is everyone? Where is everyone from? Hi. I'm very sort of curious where there's a huge ton of people. The rig is from Animation Mentor, if that's helpful for people. I am an alumni of Animation Mentor, and so this is a one of the rigs that you get to work with, and as an alumni, I get access to these rigs and new rigs as they introduce them. And this GUI picker allows me to access all of the different controls that this character has, which you can see here just very quickly. Oh, okay. Thanks for sending everyone this way. That's fun. Since everyone's here, I guess I might as well go back and show people some of the stuff I was working on. You know, just so you can get a sense of what's happening. I think that would probably be helpful for people. Let me turn on my other character. This is Aya. And I'll go out of my render view and I'll go into my perspective camera. So this scene is basically just animating two characters on a blind date. I'm using audio from the 2016 version of Ghostbusters, which I don't know how familiar people are with that movie or not. I actually had not seen it, and I have not seen it still. And that's just, you know, I just never got around to it. But that sort of been good for me because that means I also don't know what the original performances are like. So yeah, so this is, I'm just going to go through really quickly, and I'll talk about maybe like how I set up my camera. Let me move the GUI picker off to the side, and see if that's helpful here, just so you can see a little bit more. Okay, so at the beginning of my shot, let's go back over to this down here, by the way, in this window. Sorry, let me move this out of the way. This window here was reference footage that I shot, and we can talk about that a little bit later. So this is my render camera, and this would be like, you know, sort of what the camera is seeing when I go to render it, right? So this is like the main camera set. change my camera view here. So this is comprised of 3 shots, and I'll walk through those now, if that's helpful. There's a little bit of a delay and lag on this, but you'll hopefully get the idea. Okay, so all right. So this is our establishing shot. I want to be able to show the 2 characters that they're sitting together. You can see that there's a table. There's will be a little candle here to light the scene. That'll hopefully say like that they're sitting together in a room on maybe like a first date. Then in our next shot, she's interrupted him. And so what will happen is we cut to this next view. It's over his shoulder, and we can see her really clearly. When I toggle between these two, you'll see that her position on screen here is approximately the same as her position when the edit happens. And that will allow the viewer's eye to follow the edit a little bit more easily. Okay? And then once we've cut to this shot, after she's interrupted him and she wants, like, you know, she has questions about him because I forgot to turn on his glasses. He's wearing glasses here, I should say. She says, why no glass, referring to his empty glasses. So then we cut to his reaction shot, and you can see now we've cut in a little bit closer so that we can really read his face. We can really see what he's saying. She's still a little bit in the frame, and you can see that she stays on the same side of the camera frame. And he stays, of course, he moves in a little bit closer here. Now this needs to be a little adjusted as their poses have been placed. You know. So this is the first shot, the second shot, and then the third shot. And you'll see that the camera gets progressively closer as well. So in this first shot, the camera is pulled out, but the lens is more telephoto, it's more zoomed, which means that you can show a wider space, but the visual of them being close together is sort of an optical illusion. And that allows me to make it feel like there's still sort of an intimacy, even though they're sitting across one another at this far table. So if you look at this shot here, like if I try to set them up similarly in this, it's like you can't get them in here because this is a wider angle lens on this virtual camera. So when you zoom out, then now it's too far out and you got all this other stuff. There's no chairs, there's just, you can see all their legs. So if you use a telephoto, it allows you to then just be, let's say, as the telephone moves in, this section becomes more cropped like this. Okay. All right. Does anyone have any sort of questions? I'm just trying to catch up on some of these. There's a lot of comments happening here. You know, this is fun. Thanks everyone for coming on over to say hi. I wouldn't say it's necessarily forced perspective. It's just sort of an example of what actually happens when you deal with like camera lenses in real life. I can sort of demo that if that would be helpful. So I will, let me select this camera, I guess. And I have the focal length locked here, but I'll unlock that. So you'll see if I set this to a standard like 35, you know, or 50, let's say. 50 is sort of a standard that sort of represents sort of what the perspective of your eye would see. You can see that I'm pulled really far out, but my characters are now obviously have a ton of space around them here. So to be able to get this portion of them to be the way I want, they're now really far out. So as I move this in, you see that it allows it to sort of essentially zoom in and crop, and that's what a telephoto does. That's sort of the beauty of a telephoto lens. All right. Right now, this is sort of the beginning of this process on this animation. But this is just a shot like I just started. And so it's very what we call the blocking phase, which is sort of the key poses. Your character's here, and then they turn to the other side, so then they're here. But you haven't done anything in between. They're just boom, and then they're there. And then the next phase is they're here, and you do what's called an in-between, so they might go down and then come up. And then after that, you do what's called splining, and that's where you do the smooth transitions between those positions. And you do all the timing and spacing in there. So so right now I'm in this beginning shot. If anyone wants to watch my short film, though, and you want to see what my short film is, you can go into the description below or in the cards for this video, and there is a link to my short film, which is called This Is a Ball. And that's a 3-minute short film that I released last year, and it's played in 3 festivals last year in 2016. And so I've taken sort of a little bit of a break, and I'm just doing some other sort of exercises to sort of get myself sort of back in shape and do some just different types of animation while I come up with a new story and a new script for my next short film. Where did I go to school? I went to school at a college called Pratt Institute, which is in New York. And I studied animation there, traditional animation. And then I later went to Animation Mentor, and that's an online 3D animation school, which is excellent if anyone sort of wants to learn 3D animation. And that really sort of was a big place for me sort of taking my animation to the next step. This is cool. I have to say thank you to Pikapetey for sending everyone here, because this is a huge surge of people coming to visit, which is fun. All right, so maybe what people would like to do is maybe I can do what's called a play blast, which is a export, and then I can play this back so that people can sort of see what's sort of happening right now in this shot. And while I do that, maybe I'll answer a few more questions that here. Gray Wolf Productions wants me to answer them. And you said, what did you learn today? So I'm guessing that's for me. Okay, so what did I learn today? Yeah, I'm saying Pikapetey's name wrong. Sorry about that. What did I learn today? That's a good question. Well, so here's something I learned. So, hello, whoa, hit the wrong thing. I play an instrument called the sitar, and that's a stringed instrument. And I practiced that last night and actually live streamed that. And people want to see that, you can go watch that. It was actually a really good live stream. But my hands are really sore today. And I learned that no matter how much I practice, sometimes you're still, still have a lot more to go. You can see down here where the play blast is, so it's sort of slow process, but my apologies. Oh, it's pronounced like Pikachu. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So, yes. Yeah, it's sort of like India's banjo. Yeah, definitely. If you wanna if you want to definitely watch me play that, that's a big part of the content on my channel. Is I'm make other videos about guitars, but then I'm sort of vlogging, I guess, about my journey learning the sitar, which, like you said, random pool guy. It's sort of like India's banjo. All right, so let's see. This play blast is more than halfway done. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Where is everyone from? I saw people talking about vodka and stuff about Russia. So I'm sort of curious to know where everyone's from, and you know, tell me about tell me about. So you said it's like Pikachu, so Pikapetey, or I don't know. It's horrible. I'm sorry. Tell me a little bit about who that is, because I want to know who sent everyone here, because that was really cool, and I want to be cool. All right, here's an idea for an animation. Animate a centaur playing the sitar. Sure, that's an idea. I haven't really thought about that. I've thought about doing maybe something, someone put a link here. Let's see what that is. Dangerous random link click of the day. Let's find out. Oh yeah, this is an older demo reel of mine. Yep. Well, older, I guess, just from a few months ago. All the stuff on here is old. Within some of it's pretty old. I just sort of felt like I should put together a reel so that people could see some of the stuff I've done in the past, because someone had asked, and I thought, sure. Some of that stuff's from school. Oh, great. USA, Utah. Hi, Utah. Is that where Zion National Park, is that in Utah? Let me know. Okay. I think this play blast is done. Let's see. All right, let's Oh, that's really cool. That makes me really happy. Thank you, everyone, for thank you. Man, I cannot say this. Pikapetey, for sending everyone here. That's really great. And yeah, animators, we should try to support one another. Okay, so let me try. I can now show everyone sort of what's this shot, right? So I don't know how well you'll be able to hear it. This will just be off the computer speakers back into the webcam mic. So my apologies. Okay, hey Texas, don't mess with Texas. All right. So here's the here. I'll play this now, and you can take a peek. So, and like I said, this is just a blocking phase, just the main poses.
Do the actor thing. Works for.
Just real quick. Can I ask why no glass?
Oh, yeah. They just kept getting dirty, so I took them out. Don't have to clean them anymore.
All right. So I'll play that one more time, so you can sort of see that. I'll hide myself down in the corner here.
Do the actor thing. Works for.
Just real quick. Can I ask why no glass?
Oh, yeah. They just kept getting dirty, so I took them out. Don't have to clean them anymore.
All right, and I'll play that a third time. Hopefully you can sort of hear it. Hopefully the lag between the visuals and the audio isn't really horrible. Okay.
Do the actor thing. Works for.
Just real quick. Can I ask why no glass?
Oh, yeah. They just kept getting dirty, so I took them out. Don't have to clean them anymore.
So when everyone came over, I was just starting to work on this pose, sort of this funny little face pose that's going on here. All right, so let me go back to some of these comments. Yeah, I'll check out Pinky Prime. Sure. All right. So, oh, hello. All right. I guess I'm going to try to go back to Maya here, and maybe I'll just try to do a little more animation, and you guys can sort of see that, and hopefully it's working for everyone, and you can sort of watch this process. What I was going to do before I jumped on over is sort of work on a breakdown pose between this first pose and this next pose, which I was going to actually put around frame 10 because that sort of hit with the audio. Oh, thank you, Random Pool Guy, for the comment about liking his lenses, or that pose. I said when he's talking about his lenses. That makes me happy. I'm hoping that was sort of kind of giving this sort of, like you said, sort of smug arrogance or something. All right, so, all right, 1 second here. Having a little bit of computer trouble at the moment. One of my little second monitor here has been on the fritz for a while, which is not cool. And try to get this to turn back on so that I can see what I'm doing. So it just turned off, and that's not great. It makes for really bad entertainment. So 1 second here. Yeah. All right. I think that this might actually be it for tonight, because if this thing doesn't turn on, I can't see what I'm doing, and that's gonna not be good. Oh, it turned back on. Okay. I was getting very nervous. Thanks, Great Wolf, for saying you would subscribe. That's really awesome. And the monitor turned back off again. Wow. Finally, people are here to watch what I'm doing, and I can't show you what I'm doing because this monitor is dead. Oh my god. Oh. This is quite the day. Quite the day. All right. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm sort of like running out of things to talk about while I stall. I'm trying to stall. All right. Oh, this is not good. Okay. I think this is going to be it for tonight then, because I cannot get this to fix itself. So here's that pose. Here's that end pose. Here's this other pose. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to I can't get even to the thing that to kill the stream now. So you just get to watch me struggle and sweat and talk and fill time. And but if I get a chance, this thing, I gotta kill it, because I don't know what else to do now. Oh my god, this is crazy. All right, let's see. I guess I'm gonna have to maybe unplug this. I don't know. How do you kill a thing when you can't kill it? I'm really close to the microphone. Sorry. Whoa. Okay. All right. I guess this is gonna be bye. So, all right, bye everyone. Bye.